Hello and welcome you to all to the revision classes conducted by Anjuman-E-Islam's Anjuman Polytechnic. Myself, Tahir Ahmad Badekhanawar, lecturer in Civil Department, Anjuman Polytechnic, Hubli. Today I am going to give you a brief introduction regarding the important questions in the 6th chapter, that is Constitution of India. Let's begin with the salient features of Indian Constitution. It is the lengthiest constitution in the world. It has 395 articles with 12 parts and 12 schedules. Hence, it is one of the lengthiest constitution in the world. Written constitution. It is a completely handwritten constitution. A constituent assembly was formed for this purpose. Partly rigid and partly flexible means some of its amendments can be amended with 2/3 majority and 50% majority from all state legislature. Hence, we consider this as rigid. Partly flexible means some of its amendments can be changed with a mere majority of 2/3 in the parliament. A federation with a strong centralizing tendency. It has parliamentary form of government and directive principles of state policy and supremacy of Supreme Court. Parliamentary form of government means we have a parliament in both central as well as state. That is, Prime Minister is the head, whereas President is the constitutional head in the center. Governor is the constitutional head in the state, and Chief Minister along with the Minister runs the functions of the state. Secular state. India is a secular state means in India all religions are treated equally. Single citizenship. Though we have a dual policy in India, state as well as central government, we have a single citizenship for entire country. Fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are nothing but human rights given to the citizens to live peacefully in the country. Directive principles of state policy. These are the policies given in our constitution to run the government freely with some restrictions. Establishment of welfare of the state. It is prescribed in the constitution of our India. Fundamental duties. In 1976, 42nd amendment of constitution was done to introduce fundamental duties. As we are given some rights, it was necessary to restrict them with some duties. Adult suffrage or adult franchise. In India, a man or woman who has completed the age of 18 has the right to vote in general elections. An independent judiciary. In India, we have an independent judiciary with Supreme Court as the head and guardian of constitutional rights. Official language. Though in India we have many languages, but Hindi is considered as national language. For states, their regional language may be used as official language. Creation of All India Services. Creation of All India Services means in IAS, such as introduction, creation of IAS, Indian Administrative Service, IFS, Indian Foreign Services, IPS, Indian Police Services are introduced by the Constitution to run the government in a proper manner. Classification of fundamental rights. Right to equality. It is prescribed in Article 14 to 18. Right to equality means we have a right to equality in getting justice, in getting all the rights from the government, as well as to practice any type of rights. Right to freedom. Right to freedom means we can gather in a place, we have freedom to gather in a place and conduct various directories, and we can roam anywhere in the country freely without any restrictions and practice our professions. Right to freedom of religion. Right to freedom of religion is prescribed in Article 25 to 28. We can preach, practice any religion in our country. Cultural and education right. 29 to 30. In 2002, 82nd amendment was introduced where free and compulsory education was given from 1 to 10 standard, that is 6 to 16. Right to constitutional remedies. If any of these rights are not given to us by our government, we can go to Supreme Court to get these rights. Let's come to the next topic, that is fundamental duties. Let's come to the meaning of it. The fundamental duties of our constitution are the code of conduct for the citizens of the country, which they are expected to follow in their actions and reactions. Means we have to follow some code of conduct or behavior in order we live in this society. Then let's come to the objectives. The main objectives in incorporating the fundamental duties are to make the citizens to be aware of their social and economic obligations, means social and economic responsibilities towards the country. To warn them to do, not to do certain things in their interest of the country. How we should behave and we treat the people, the national flag, national anthem, here it comes in the fundamental duties. Now let's come to the list fundamental duties. What are these? Let's begin with the list of fundamental duties. It shall be the duty of every citizen of India to abide by the Constitution and to respect its ideals, institutions, the national flag and national anthem. Means we should respect our Constitution, respect our national flag, national anthem. The citizens of India must cherish and follow the noble ideas which inspired our national struggle for freedom. Means we have to follow our noble ideas given by our freedom fighters and we have to make India a prosperous country. Every Indian must uphold and protect sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. We should respect our country, we should be proud of our country. Every Indian is expected to defend the country and render national services when called upon to do so. In this, we cannot say that only army or defense are the sources of places where we can render national service. We can render in various places such as in engineering, scientific, where we can grow and make our nation proud. It is the meaning, it means that every Indian should promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood among all the sections of the people in India, transcending from religious, linguistic and regional or sectional diversities. It means we have to live peacefully with the peoples coming from various states, various religions and various places. To protect and improve the natural environment like forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife and to have compassion for living creatures. We have to protect our natural resources as nature is called a mother in India. We have to respect it. And we have compassion for living creatures means we should love the living creatures which are human beings, creatures and various types of animals, birds. We should love them and treat them alike. To develop the scientific temper, humanism and spirit of inquiry and reform. We should think scientifically. We should have a spirit of inquiry means we should inquire the various projects conducted by the right, as well as the reform means we have to think positive way. Is known as reform. To safeguard public property and to avoid violence means we have to safeguard our public property such as gardens, mosques, temples, etc. And avoid violence means we should not initiate violence in the name of religion or any matter. To strive towards the excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. It means we have to strive forward for the development of our nation so it can get a name and fame in the world. Let's come to the structure of parliament. In our Constitution of India, Article 79 deals with the legislature of the Union called the Union Parliament, which shall consist of 3 organs. Mainly, President of India, he is the constitutional head. Next come to the Council of States, that is Rajya Sabha. It is popularly known as House of Elders. Next come to the House of the People, that is Lok Sabha. Let's begin with topic Lok Sabha. It is the popular house known as House of the People. It is the lower house in the parliament. Let's come to the composition. It has 530 members elected from different constituencies in the state. 20 members from union territories and 2 members are nominated by President of India. Hence the total strength becomes 552. Let's come to the membership of Lok Sabha. Now let's come to the distribution of membership. Here the membership is distributed based on the population of the state. And some seats are reserved for SC/STs. Let's come to the election. What should be a qualification of a member to become a Lok Sabha member? The member of Lok Sabha following eligibility. First and foremost, he should be a citizen of India. He should not be less than the age of 25. Should not hold any office of profit under union or state government. Means he should not be a government servant. Should not be an undischarged insolvent or should not be one declared by a competent court to the of unsound mind. It means he should not have any sort of criminal record, he should not have punished and have been jailed, he should not be declared, he should be of sound mind so he can think for the development of people. So he should not be declared as unsound mind by the court. The candidate may contest from any parliamentary constitution in the election to the Lok Sabha and these are elected directly by the people. It means a person residing in one state can go and contest in other state. For example, our Prime Minister contested from Varanasi and our opposition leader Rahul Gandhi has contested from Wayanadu, though being in Delhi and Gujarat. Term. Let's come to the term. The term of Lok Sabha member has 5 years from the first meeting, though it may be dissolved by the majority by the ruling party and go for the elections. Let's come to the presiding officer of Lok Sabha, what he does. The speaker and the deputy speaker of the Lok Sabha are elected by the members of the Lok Sabha from amongst themselves. Here, they conduct a meeting and select a leader who looks after the Lok Sabha. The speaker presides over the meeting of the Lok Sabha. It means he looks after the proceedings. In the absence of the speaker, the deputy speaker presides over the functions of the speaker. If the speaker is absent due to ill health or some other reasons, the deputy speaker can take the charge and run the parliament. Once a speaker is elected, he holds the office until a new speaker is chosen by the new Lok Sabha. Once the government, when we go for general elections, a new party has come, then also the speaker will be the same. Then the ruling party will get together and select a speaker and deputy speaker among themselves, and the new speaker can be elected. But he may be removed by a resolution of the House with 14 days notice passed by a majority of members of the Lok Sabha. If a speaker has to be changed, he has to give a memorandum before 14 days, then he can be changed by the majority. Let's come to the functions of the speaker. Here let's go with, he presides over the meetings of the Lok Sabha, means he looks after the proceedings. Who is speaking properly, who is not speaking properly, he takes those things into considerations. He conducts the joint sittings of both the houses of parliament, means he can conduct the joint sessions of Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha for amending some of the important bills. He certifies the bills passed by the parliament. It means he gives to the bills which have got majority from the Lok Sabha. He decides who shall speak first. He makes a decision which member shall speak first. He maintains the order and discipline in the house. He looks after the discipline, how the people are talking, in what manner they are talking. He takes the charge of those things. He can adjourn the house. If some of the members or many members misbehaves, he can adjourn the house for a day, for an hour, 2 hours, or for 5 hours, or for 1 or 2 days. He qualifies and disqualifies the members in the worst condition of misbehavior of the members. If a member misbehaves, he can disqualify him. The speaker can also vote only when there is a tie in the voting. When some of the concepts are very much, both the parties, opposition party as well as the ruling party have the same majority, at that time, when both are get tied, at that time, speaker will give his vote and he will pass a resolution or act. Rajya Sabha. It is the upper house of the parliament, popularly known as House of Elders. Let's come to its composition. It has 250 members. In that 250 members, 238 members are elected from various electorate, means that is from legislatures, that is Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. Voting is done by those people of the state. And 12 members are nominated by the President of India based on scientific, their contribution in the field of science, literature, arts, commerce, etc. Next, let's have a note regarding this. The qualification is same, that he must be a citizen of India. Only difference here is the member of Lok Sabha should be the age of 30, not 25. This is the main difference between the member of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Here, the Rajya Sabha member has completed the age of 30. These members are indirectly elected by the elected members of the legislatures as assemblies of the states and union territories. It means they are elected by our elected representatives which we have elected in our states, that is Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. Term, let's come to the term. The term of the Rajya Sabha is a permanent house and it is not subjected to dissolution. Means unlike Lok Sabha where one decides to go for election, here the elections are held after 6 years only. These members are elected for a period of 6 years. These members will retire after their term and the same members will be re-elected. Means if a member has completed the term 6 years, he can go for election and can be re-elected. Let's come to the presiding officer. Here the presiding officer is Vice President of India. He is the ex-officer chairman of Rajya Sabha and he will be the presiding officer and presides over the meeting of the Rajya Sabha. So what happens if he is absent? If he is absent, the Rajya Sabha members elect a speaker among themselves also. He is known as deputy speaker. He does the same functions as of Lok Sabha. A deputy chairman is elected by the member of Rajya Sabha and he is the presiding officer in the absence of chairman, that is vice president. The functions of presiding officer of Rajya Sabha is same as that of Lok Sabha. He does the same functions that of the speaker of Lok Sabha. The remaining topics from this chapter will be continued in the next video. Thank you.